Hey folks, this is Vincent Utley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to play Songbirds. This game supports 1 to 4 players, it's for ages 8 and up, and the average play time is 20 minutes. So, there are a lot of birds in this game. They're going to be singing, and it is up to you to figure out which colored songbird is going to sing the loudest. The person that can will win the game. So, without further ado, let's ruffle some feathers.
Yo, Adrian, that was a good one. That was because Rocky, Rocky, tweet, tweet, Rocky Robin, tweet, tweet, Rocky Balboa.
If you're worried about the player count, don't, because 2 can play this game. Obviously, they are not emused. Okay, so we've gone and set up the game for 2 players. Now, before we get into the rules, it's worth mentioning that there are a number of different ways to play this game. Here's a quick look at the rulebook, and you can see an overview of the components here. A lot of this stuff we won't even be using. There are special cards, for example, or special berry tokens, or 8 scorecards, or worm tokens. All of these will be used in other variants that you could possibly use when playing this game. So there's a ton of things here that you can try out, so that's a plus already. There's also a special rule set for 4 players, which you'll need to observe if you have 4 people. Otherwise, what we're going to show you today is the normal way to play. There's an early bird variant, which you can check out at your own leisure. There's an extended game variant. There's a solo variant, there's a cooperative variant, and some other things. So like I said, lots of different ways to play. What we're going to show you today is just the standard 2-player game. Okay, so here's a look at all of the components. Here's a look at the box insert. And again, these are all of the different things we're not going to be using. So just keep that in the back of your mind. There's more to the game than what you see in front of you. The rest of it's in the box here. Alright, so what you typically do is you're going to set out a number of these tokens with the purple back. You're going to have, just mix them up, and you're going to put 5 in a column like this and 5 in a row like this. You're going to have a 5 by 5 grid. You're going to go ahead and shuffle up all of your bird cards in the deck. You're going to shuffle them up and give... you're just going to keep dealing them out to every player, and the number that are left over is dependent on the number of people playing the game. In a 2-player game, you're going to have 1 left over, and you're just going to put that off to the side without looking at it. You should have a hand of cards now with just a bunch of different birds in it. They're numbered 1 through 7 of different colors. And on your turn, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be choosing a card and placing it next to an existing card. Oh, by the way, one of the cards that don't go into a player's hand, you're going to put into the center of the table. So you're going to have, you're going to put 1 into the center of the table. You're going to keep dealing to players in a 2-player game. Then you're going to have 1 left over to put off to the side. I forgot to mention about this card here. But what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to choose a card from your hand, and you're going to put it adjacent to an existing bird on the tableau. So in the very beginning of the game, a card could go here, a card could go here, a card could go here, or a card could go here, and you're going to build off of that. There are 4 of these scorecards off to the side. Whenever a row or a column is completely filled with birds, you're going to look at the colors and the numbers of those birds. So you're going to add up, say, all the birds that are red and all the birds that are blue, and so on and so on. Whatever bird color has the highest summed value will score the victory point token from that row or column. So for example, if there was a bird here, obviously this would be face up, but I don't want to spoil what was in my hand for Ida Lee. If you have something like this, this is worth 6 points, this entire row here. So if this were red, and this were blue, and this were red, and this were whatever other color, we'd add up all the individual color values based on their numbers here, and whoever has the highest value, that 6 would then go, let's say red was the highest value here for this row. This 6 would go into that 6 bird score card over there. And we're going to keep doing this until the grid is filled up. And then when that happens, you're going to have 1 card left in your hand at the end of the game. Whatever color that is the number of victory points that you'll score for however many tokens that are on these cards here. So if I end the game with a blue bird card, okay, and there is nothing on this blue bird card over here, I score 0 points, which is bad for me. Now, I do earn some extra points for whatever the value is of the card in my hand. So let's say I end the game with a blue 2, and this was 0. I would score 0 points plus the 2 that I have in my hand, and I would get a final score of 2. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to sort of gauge your bets on which songbird is doing the best, and then try and end up with that color in your hand at the end of the game. All right, so I think we're ready to give this a go. Like I said, there are other ways to play, but this is the most basic version. So would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Now, I apologize if this is difficult to see. I don't have a felt mat, so we've got like a brown on white, some glare going on there.
Just for the heck of it.
Turn down the lights just a little bit. Okay, so this is here, good. Okay, so that's a red 1. So this is a red 6, this is a red 1.
Are there rules to put it down? Like, does it have to match or anything?
No, so as long as it's adjacent to an existing bird.
Wow.
So this is what I have in my hand currently. And I gotta try and figure out, I guess it would help if I like sort of put them together, similar colors, that kind of thing. Let's put that over there. Let's put that there, that there. There's a method to my madness.
Sure.
All right, so we've got that. Okay, so just for the heck of it, let's put that there. That's a gray 2. That's a blue 4. Okay, so right now, if this row were to score, red has a 6, which is the highest out of all of them. So red would get the 6 points, but we're not going to score it yet. When these fill up, that's when that'll happen.
But who gets the red? Like, who would get it?
What do you mean, who gets it?
Like...
The bird. The bird itself would get it.
How do you get it?
You don't. At the end of the game, whatever color you end up with is the victory points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll make sense when you see it.
Yeah, I figured.
So I'm going to put, say, a 2 here. So now in this instance, we've got a tie for first place. This is a red 6, this is a blue 4, and this is a blue 2. These both, the blues add up to 6 and the red adds up to 6. If a row were to score and you've got ties for first place, those colors are washed.
Really?
And it goes to whatever the next highest first place value is. If they're all the same, if they all add up to the same value, then it simply goes away and none of the birds score anything. These birds are fighting to be the loudest bird in their row or column.
Interesting. Sorry.
Okay. So, all you go. Go ahead.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
What color is this one? The purple one.
That has nothing, the colors of these have nothing to do with it.
Oh, really? Okay. Sure, because why not?
Alright, so we've got a green 4 there. So let's go with, none of the birds have scored yet, so it's like, I kind of like, wow, this is tough, because like I'm trying to figure out what rows and columns are going to score big, and then plan accordingly, but it's tough. Let's go with a blue 3 there. For those that can't see, this is a 5, this is an 8, this is a 6, this is a 12, this is a 7. That's a 6 or 9, I can't see. This is a 6, that's a 9, I think. 7, 15, 12, and 10. So what did you play? You played this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a gray or white 3. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do a gray 1 there. Alright, so you've got a blue 1 up there. And I will Hmm. All right, well. So, I guess I'll do something like... Alright, so if I did that, then, okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play this blue, or this green 3 here. Now we're going to score this 15 column. This set of red adds up to 7. These add up to 7. That means these colors wash, and the 15 victory points go to the bluebird.
Nice.
And the cards stay there.
Tweet, tweet.
There you go. So now, if someone has blue at the end of the game, they're going to get at least 15 points. If they're left with a blue card in their hand at the end of the game, they'll get at least 15 points, plus whatever value their blue card is.
I see. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is a lot tougher than I thought.
Yeah, at first it was like, let's just lay down cards and see what happens. But now it's like, okay, now I got to think about what values I want to give up, which one I want to try and keep by the end of the game.
Yeah. Now that
Now that the 15 is gone.
Yeah. Or now that the columns are getting closed too.
Right.
Okay.
Because there's a row here. Someone's going to earn 8. One of those birds is going to earn 8, and one's going to earn 6. Whenever that closes.
So weird. What if you're left with the same color card in your hand?
What do you mean the same color?
Like if you end with with the blue one and I end with the blue one.
Nothing. Then again, we score points based on the value of the card in our hand too. So if we both end the game with a blue card, whoever has the higher card left in their hand will win.
I see, okay.
So if you have a 1 and I have a 3, I would win.
Yeah, okay.
I would score 2 more points than you at the end of it.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Then in that case, huh.
Alright, so you're going to put 1 there?
Yeah.
So this will score. We've got 5 for red, 3 for blue, and 4 for gray. So I'm going to be using white and gray and black interchangeably.
Yeah, they're white, though.
Yeah, so this is an 8, and that 8 goes on the red because they scored the highest. Alright, so now it's my turn.
It's starting to make more sense.
Yeah, it's going to take a playthrough or two, but it makes sense. I'm going to... Wow, okay. I'm going to put... I might want to save that. I'm going to put a red 3 there. Bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
That's all right. I'll look for the sharp line in the audio.
So
during editing, and I'll totally cut that out. Totally.
That's funny.
I probably forget, but you know.
Yeah.
So that is a red 5. Okay. So there's 8 points there. Okay, so red has 8 there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a blue 6 down here. This means blue scores 10 points. Well, has 10. Red is 8 and gray is 3. So blue gets that 12 points.
Nice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh wow, this is tough. It's funny because, like, I know what you have and you know what I have.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. But, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, whenever you're dealing cards out, there is a random card that is unseen that is put off to the side.
Oh, but
That could be a red 7. Like, there's a lot of red cards accounted for here, but I don't know. You could have the red 7 in your hand, which is what I think you have. But you could be going after a completely different color for all I know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with... that was a gray 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to put a... I'm going to put a green 6 here. That is a green 1, okay. And we've got... Alright, so let's do this. Let's... Which ones have the biggest potential? I'm going to do a gray 7 over here. Over here? Mm-hmm. Green 5? Okay.
Actually...
You want to change that to somewhere else?
No.
You're good?
Yeah. It's fine. Whatever.
Whatever. Let's go with a... Okay, dog. So, if I were to... You could be playing the long con here. I'm going to put this this red 2 here, which will complete this column. So this 7 points looks like gray has the largest value summed, so gray gets that 7 points. Or is that white? Sorry.
It's white.
White.
Doesn't matter.
It looks gray to me. The numbers do anyway.
It's very, very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm. You should tweet about it.
Ah!
Oh, jeez. Hey, there's no foul or harm in making these kind of birds jokes. All right, so you've got a red 7 there, which tells me that you're switching colors. You're no longer going after red anymore, because all the red ones are now accounted for on the table. So that kind of adjusts my strategies. Now this has to... Okay, fine. So you've got 10 for red, 10 for green, and 5 for white. So white gets the 12th. I now know your new color. You are now trying to leave yourself with a white card in your hand. That's interesting.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
You don't know me, bro.
I do know you, bro. All right, so I'm going to play... Which ones have the most potential here? I'm going to put this... 10 points is really good for you. I don't think there's any way I could stop that, though. I'm going to... That would be... Okay, so... That column is dangerous. Alright, so I gotta do... Alright, I'm gonna do something like... This green 2 here? No. Because then 6, 6... 2 and 2, they would tie, and that would that 6 would be a wash at this point. So if I were to put it down there, green would definitely win the 5 points. And then if I put it up there, it wouldn't matter. Gray would still win the 7 points up there. I've got to put this down somewhere though, because if I put it... Alright, so I have to maybe accept the fact that you're going to win the 10 regardless of what I do. Because, alright, so if I overkill that column... actually, I'm going to put this here. This is a white 4, gray 4, whatever. This is 6, this is 6, and this is 6. So no one gets that token. With blue and red being tied here, I didn't want this color to get that default. I didn't want your gray to come up as the victor.
Yeah. Alright. Definitely have a blue 7, I'm pretty sure.
Could be that.
Yeah. Oh. Interesting. You have 2 7s. You have either a green 7, a blue 7, or... Interesting. Okay. I'll put this over here.
Alright, so that's a blue 5. So the way this adds up, we're going to do 2 columns.
Yep.
We've got 7, 11, so the green would win the 6, or the 9, whatever. Yeah, it's a 9.
Okay.
And this one is 6 for blue, 7 for gray, so gray wins the 7.
Okay.
And last card is this one. That's a green 2. So green wins the 5 out of all of that. And gray wins the 10. Wow, you won like a bandit there. Okay, so now we reveal our cards to see what we had. I had the blue 7, and you had the gray 6.
Yeah.
So I had 27 points plus the 7 is 34. You had 22 plus 7 is 29. 29 plus 7 is 36. Plus this, that's 40. Yeah, you totally destroyed me there.
Cool.
Good job.
Thank you. I thought you had me. I was just it wasn't until mid-game.
You switched colors mid-game and completely screwed me. I thought I had you with the red.
I was going for the red at first.
Right.
But that 6 was nasty. Like, for the red to start out there was no way. There was no way.
Agreed. And there you have it, Songbirds. What did you think?
It's okay. It wasn't too bad. To be honest, I expected it a little bit more.
Really, you expected more. Now keep in mind, we only played the base game.
Yes. I'm excited to see what the other modes are. Maybe I'll like them better.
You didn't like this one?
It was okay. I mean, there's a lot of bluffing. You know me about bluffing games.
You don't like bluffing games?
Not really. But I love the art and I love the cards. Oh my gosh, I love that you like hold cards and stuff. And I thought it was going to be like Uno, but it was a different direction.
Personally, I loved this game. It has so much value for such a small package. Like I was saying in the beginning, there's the base game, there's separate rules for 4 players, there's these worm tokens, there's like an owl card, and just other cards that mix up gameplay. There's a Shrike card, there's a long play variant, so you can play multiple games utilizing the scorecards that are in here. So like, there's so many different ways to play this, solo and cooperative. So like, all of those different modes, they probably operate around the same theme. However, it will mix up your game a bit. So if this was designed to be a filler game with a lot of variety, then this developer has knocked it out of the park. I really enjoyed this game. I love the strategy behind it. I love that there's that hidden what color are you going to have by the end of the game element. There's also a card counting element. As the game reveals itself, more and more cards are on the table, and you're left trying to figure out, okay, what does your opponent, or what does my opponent have left in my hand? What can I deduce based on that, what their colors are going to go for, or what have you?
It's just like dominoes.
Dominoes? Kind of, yeah, with that whole, I guess. I'm not good at dominoes. I stink at dominoes. But, like, as the game, I love the hidden color, I love the card counting, I love the whole victory points. You know, these colored birds earn victory points throughout the game based on how well they're doing, so maybe hedge your bets toward them. But watch out, because if I switch colors and score big in the end, I could still win like she did. So, like, there's so much here for such a small package, and it's so simple. I love it. I absolutely, really, I mean, if my DGA awards hadn't been posted already for this year, this would have been on it.
Oh, wow.
Probably is an honorable mention, more than likely, but still, like, out of the 500 games that I own, that's saying a lot. So yeah. I love this. This is a great little filler game that just packs a huge punch. So good job. The art is fantastic. The cards are nice. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm singing its praises left and right here. So anything else?
I didn't mind the game. I really did enjoy it. I would totally play it again. It's just not one of my favorites, no. But I do like it.
You do like it?
It was a great game. I would recommend it.
Cool. All right, well, there you go. That was Songbirds. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to us on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vincent Adderley. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, guys.